All right, we got lots of adventures coming up here soon that we're going to talk about in upcoming episodes. We're going to go watch Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin.
What?
That's right. We're going to watch Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin.
Kevin.
We're going to talk about Christmas traditions. We're going to do some comedy. We're going to do all kinds of adventures.
Hit me up if you're available to go see a comedy show in Northwestern Pennsylvania.
Yep,
on December 13th.
And also this weekend, Black Friday, at the Comedy Farm in Altoona. But we have lots more Christmas adventures planned. And it's going to be an exciting next 6 weeks.
Yeah, I think we're also going to be spending New Year's Eve at the Comedy Farm.
That's quite possible.
So, we are booked, and we are happy that you're going to be going on these adventures with us.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I didn't even look at my notes. I was supposed to do that while I was out.
Merry Christmas. It's Christmas.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the best time of the year. There's a reason they
that.
say that, though. It really is the best time of the year.
It's a great vibe.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing that I could think of is if they'd somehow really do like a Nightmare Before Christmas and somehow put Christmas and Halloween together. But Halloween to Christmas really is just one long, beautiful season.
It is.
Called the fall into winter.
It is. But I like them being two distinct and separate holidays.
Oh, I do too.
They have very different vibes.
But what if like Santa just started wearing black and orange? What if Santa started wearing black and yellow?
There is a Steeler
Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's Brett Kiesel. No, I'm kidding. You remember him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Fear the Beard.
Fear the Beard. I'm pretty sure he owns a bar called Redbeards. I don't know if it's in Pittsburgh or not, but I've seen like
I haven't heard of this.
Posts of it and various Steeler things. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure if it might be in his hometown. You know what I mean? Like instead of like in Pittsburgh.
What's his hometown?
I have no idea. I don't know anything about the guy other than he has a beard. He was one hell of a model American. You don't know what that's from?
No.
Ace Ventura. When he's talking about, he's like, when he goes to the house, he's like, what do you know about Ray Finkel? The guy that answers the door, his dad. And Jim Carrey's like, he's like, graduated from Collier High, da-da-da-da-da-da, and he like rattles off like 100 statistics, and he's like, says something, and then at the end of it, he goes, in one hell of a model American.
Okay.
Little Ace Ventura Easter egg
that has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas. Or
I mean, although Ace Ventura has a lot to do with Christmas. Because, I don't know. I felt like there was some kind of Ace Ventura Christmas thing going on.
You were about to pull a Ken on The Masked Singer and make some weird, crazy fucking...
Is it Christmas in the first one? They're in Miami, so the weather plays no part.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they're in football season. So, they're playing in the Super Bowl, so it's January. So maybe it's Christmas at the beginning.
Maybe.
It could very well be.
Did you just find a clue?
I might have. I just solved the mystery of when is Ace Ventura?
What season does Ace Ventura take place in?
But no, it is Christmas, as evidenced by the 14 times that I've watched Christmas Vacation, 17 viewings of Home Alone.
Ooh.
Yeah, we went. We were Culkamaniacs.
We were.
Culkamaniacs.
So, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell about it.
So not only have we watched Home Alone 4 bajillion times, but we got to...
We were literally like 10 feet from Macaulay Culkin, listening to him talk about Home Alone.
Yes. Q&A session after the viewing. It was
really cool. I wish every 80s and early 90s movie people, I mean, they might. A lot of them do, I'm sure. But he's never done anything like that for Home Alone, really.
Right.
And he only did it in, I think, 13 cities. And for some strange reason that I still haven't figured out, he did one in Johnstown.
I mean, and he had a decent crowd.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not so much that, it's just weird. Well, here's the thing is, I think that none of them were, I think he did do one outside of Chicago and he did one like in Milwaukee, but still, and I think he was doing one in like Buffalo, but all of them were like smaller.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like Milwaukee is New York City.
Right.
But like, and the one that was in Chicago was like outside of Chicago. You know what I mean? It wasn't like downtown. Because I think they wanted a small, intimate audience.
I get that, but they still could have done slightly better on the promotional package, and I don't blame him for that, whoever's people are.
Right. I mean, but if you look at it, I mean, relatively low production cost.
Oh my gosh, right.
It's just a money-making... I mean, he's making all kinds of money from it, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was just really cool to hear the stories. I mean, it was fantastic.
And to watch Home Alone with an audience.
Yeah, again, that was cool.
It's like, when do you ever get to watch a movie like that? You know, like, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It reminded me of when I saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
Seeing the little Nero's pizza guy just come running and just knocking into that thing when he's driving in.
And, like, I'm so ADHD that I thought that I was going to be bored watching the movie because I'd seen it so many times. And normally, like, when we sit at home, I'm doing other things, like on my phone or whatever. I was so engaged because the audience was engaged.
The only thing that would have made it better would have been hot popcorn.
Oh,
They dropped the ball a little bit on the snacks.
Yeah. Again, that was venue.
They didn't drop the ball. Yeah, absolutely, that was venue.
So there was a venue change.
Yeah.
And if they would have had it at the First Summit Arena, which is where it was originally booked, the freaking snack bar there is...
Right, because where they ended up having it at the college, that's not really a movie venue.
Correct.
And people don't necessarily snack the same way they do in a movie versus like a theater performance.
Right, or performing arts of any kind.
Yeah, of any kind. Yeah. They have light refreshments, much like what we had.
Yeah.
But they don't have anything. You can't get a hot dog. You can't get no nachos.
I mean, they had candy, but they had kettle corn. And I'm like, it's a movie. You could have just got regular salty
You could have got...
popcorn.
It's Home Alone, for God's sake.
I would have made it homemade and brought
They should have had an
in.
ice cream bar. They should have had hot cheese pizzas for everyone.
Yeah.
Hot cheese pizzas for everyone.
It was cool, though. It was a really good experience.
No,
they did have cotton candy. Which...
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, like of all the things, so they have like bullshit, and then they have cotton candy, which is awesome, which you don't usually get. I wish they had cotton candy at the regular movie theater.
And they had bottles of soda, which for something like that is preferential.
I mean, I'd always rather have... Unless I can just have access to like a small cup that I can refill. Like when viewing a movie or something. Actually, at a movie, I prefer water. Because it's like...
Because you're eating
so much other richness of...
Yeah.
You're just... I'm just pounding down popcorn and candy like it's 1922.
Can we just call this out, though? About the whole thing? Because it was awesome. It was an amazing experience. Very awesome. Macaulay Culkin was high as a motherfucking kite.
Oh, yeah. He was like whack-a-looned. He it was funny though. But
it was
he was
funny.
Still cool, though.
He was very much himself. Like it was,
What's crazy is, I take notice to things, and he absolutely had like a super comfortable pair of moccasins on. I was watching him in the one ad that he has for whatever. He's wearing those same moccasins.
Cool.
So he must really like them. So it's kind of like with Dusty Slay's shoes. I noticed his too. Like he keeps.
Are they
the same
dudes?
No, I don't think so. No, they don't look like it.
That's like the thing right now, I guess.
I mean, that was the thing like 5 years ago, but they're still very popular. They're still very popular, but I think that's set to change. But if I'm thinking about getting them, it's definitely on its way out. It's definitely on its way out if it's made its way to me.
the other cool thing about it, obviously, was some of the stories he told about being on set and the nice people and everything like that. And you can elaborate on that, because I got fangirled when I forgot to remember that he was married to Brenda Song, who I absolutely just love. She's like
Brenda Sing Song.
She's the coolest. She's just so cool. She was one of the Nickelodeon kids that I just, or Disney.
I remember her on the only one that I ever watched. Was she on The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I remember her from. Not because I watched, like, that wasn't, but you know what I mean? Like,
I can't think of her name now, but it was like, it was
show.
like a Paris Hilton-esque name. I can't remember what it was at this moment, but yeah, she was on there. I just love her. And I can't wait to see their kids. I haven't looked them up yet, but I bet you they're so effing cute.
Like little Macaulay Asians.
Yeah, little Asian McCulkins.
Little Asian McCulkins.
Oh my gosh. So that was a cool experience. But yeah,
Very
like
cool.
So movies.
I mean, it's a Christmas tradition anyway. And to share that with Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah. That was hella cool.
I mean,
yeah,
it's a
for
no-brainer.
sure. It's definitely like a bucket list type item.
Sure.
For sure.
And sitting so close to him, it felt very like we were sitting like in his living room talking to him.
Oh, and he gave us the tea on a show he's going to be on. I mean, by the time this drops, everybody knows, but he's going to be on the new season
of Fallout.
Which I think we're going to start watching, or at least try. I looked at the. It's just not my cup of tea.
That was a fun story too, because he said that like he watched the show.
Yes.
And like wanted to be on it, and then he's on it.
Yeah, he said whenever they were watching it, Brenda was like, "You need to be on this."
Yeah.
And then like he got the call, so that's kind
he
of
got
cool.
the call. Getting.
That was one of my favorite other stories that he told, though, was just how Joe Pesci
was like, "Look what you did, you little jerk." No, Joe Pesci tried to serve underage minor alcohol.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, so a couple of our listeners have asked how they can get in touch with us. One way is to check out our YouTube channel, which is at Gilded Trash on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. You can comment on any of the videos. Another way is Buzzsprout. It's at gildedtrash.com, where you can interact with us by sending us fan mail. If you log into gildedtrash.com, you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and you can submit any questions there. You could also email me directly, Alana, ALANNA, at gildedtrash.com, or you can look for us on social media, and that's way too many handles to mention. To be fair, though, Macaulay Culkin's like a little man. He was probably an adult when he
Joe
was
Pesci
7.
is like an old school, like they were
Italian.
They were giving Henry Hill wine and stuff.
Yes, he's an old school
You know what
Italian.
I mean? Not that that's really
It
Joe
wasn't
Pesci,
like-
but it's really him in my book.
It wasn't weird in my book. Like, it didn't strike me as odd.
It was like, well, because here's the thing that people don't ever want to talk about. Before, that's who used to introduce you to alcohol.
Right.
Was like an
your
adult was
crazy
like
uncles.
you got let to have a beer or like a half a beer.
Right.
Or whatever.
They weaned you on it.
Like
before they had to wean you off of it 25 years later.
Yeah. Eased you into it and then eased you right on out of there.
But my movie to kick off the holiday season always is The Family Stone. That is it's a Saturday morning right when Christmas season is getting ready to hum up, probably like the week before Thanksgiving even. I turn on Family Stone. I bawl like a little bitch.
Not to be confused with Love the Coopers, also starring Diane Keaton.
Yeah. Also an equally good movie. I Love the Coopers for very different reasons.
Right. It's not quite the movie that Family Stone is. Family Stone's a fantastic movie. Because you have great performances by that of like Luke Wilson or what's
Rachel McAdams.
Or what's Claire Danes?
Claire. I mean, yeah,
she's
all
very
of them,
good in
all
it.
of them.
Like, yeah,
Sarah,
that's what I'm saying.
mean,
So it's
Sarah
like,
Jessica Parker.
oh, she's fantastic in it. Craig T. Nelson. It's loaded
yes,
with
it's
superstars.
loaded. However, it's just a really good family movie.
Yeah, it's a very good story. There's a deaf gay kid.
Yeah.
I mean, it ticks all the boxes.
Yeah, it's like it's a good commentary on the pre-woke. To be honest with you.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
I mean, if you've seen the movie, the scene I'm talking about, Sarah Jessica Parker was a fool for carrying on the conversation. However, that's what made the movie. So whatever. But
right. I mean, I get it. It does have a very.
But Love the Coopers was filmed in Pittsburgh, which is one of the reasons why I absolutely love it. Plus, I love that one kid that's in it.
Again, packed with superstars. Marissa Tomei, Anthony Mack,
John
Goodman, Diane Keaton, again.
Oh, what's his name?
Diane Keaton.
Timothy Chalamet Timothy Chalamet when he was a child.
Is he?
That's
he's the young son. Yeah, Ed Helms.
Yeah. What's his wife? What's her name? The chickadee from
from the Family Guy voice, Lois's voice.
It's
Alex
Borstein.
Alex Borstein. Alex Borstein. And then
good.
what's Amanda? What's her name? Is it Amanda Siegfried or Siegfried?
Oh yeah, she's in it. And then the chickadee from House. What's her name?
Olivia. I can never remember which one she is. Wilde?
Olivia Wilde,
Is it Olivia Wilde? Okay. And then it also has, who's the old man?
Oh,
you know who I'm talking about? He's famous too. I can't think of what his name is.
Army? No.
No. But regardless, we don't need to sit here and read the cast.
But it is such a stellar cast, and it's a great movie. But it's underrated, I think. Bless you, my child.
Yeah. No, it is very underrated. Plus, it's got the army guy, whatever his name is. He's, know him if you've seen him.
I love him. I love that kid.
He's very good. But the movie, all those are like great. It's like big families where there's a lot going on. Everybody's coming home for Christmas. It's a trope that they use in movies. Mm-hmm. It's the big family Christmas. Everybody's coming home. They're all in different places. There's 19 kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they all have different stories. They all have different romantic interests.
Yeah.
They call it the old Christmas come home.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, in Hollywood.
It's one of the Hallmark templates.
It's what they call it in Hollywood.
What other? I mean, there's so many. We could have a whole episode just on movies.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. But that's a big part of the Christmas season for me, though. I mean, not just in terms of like Christmas movies, but then we watch episodes of shows about Christmas.
Yes.
Like the Christmas episodes of House, the Christmas episodes of Monk.
The Festivus episodes
the new girl,
of Seinfeld.
The Festivus, the rest of it.
No, I mean, yeah, that's all cool.
Because that's what you have playing. Even when you're not doing that, put something Christmas on.
Yes, yeah.
Put something Christmas on.
Oh, the playlist. I love when Sirius starts doing their Christmas channel. It's all so fun. But my favorite episode-wise is, of course, SNL.
Oh, the Christmas specials. Christmas time for the Jews.
Oh, my God. That's my favorite song. What's that lady's name? Darlene Love, maybe?
Darlene Love.
No, that's not her. Maybe it is. I can't remember. But, oh, my God, that song is so fan. I mean, I grew up on Motown. That was my dad's music. So that song just really hits home for a lot of reasons. Plus, I love the Jews. And I love the concept of Christmas time for the Jews. Like, I love... Juice.
Chinese food.
You love juice.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Like the way that she wrote it is hilarious because it's so true. Getting to see actual Jewish
What did you
people.
say? Diane Love?
No, Darlene Love.
Darlene Love. That sounds like a stripper name from like the 1970s, and they're like introducing her like, coming to the stage next, guys. Get ready for the lustful Ebony Darlene Love.
I feel like I gotta look that up now, or we'll call it back in the recap of when we recharge. Just talking about SNL.
Christmas traditions of getting ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
Although I will say you don't feel it every year.
No.
Certain years, it's like you can go anywhere and you feel Christmas in the air.
Like everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it this year.
Same. I feel like COVID broke that a little bit.
I don't know. I haven't been keeping a spreadsheet of every Christmas, so I can't really remember when the last one that I felt it was.
But I'm with you. And I used to think that it was like snow and things like that. But I think it's just people having a positive attitude and for the past, like, I won't say 4 years, but I'll say 4 years, people have had like really shitty attitudes.
Not only that, but like people talk about Christmas magic, but it's real.
Right.
Because when you're a kid, it feels like it every year, all the time, 100%. Because that's like your primary focus. You're like, it's fucking Christmas. I'm fucking gonna nail down on this. We got a big vacation from school. We're getting presents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're geared up as a kid for it. So the magic is already in the air, just in that anticipation. As an adult, you have none of that to look forward to.
Right. And like our kids are grown and there's no grandkids. So it's like, and like there's a generational gap right now where I don't know, it feels like there's not a lot of kids in our circle for some reason. So. And
and I mean, too, a lot of it has to do with weather.
Yeah. I mean.
When it's like, it's got to be like the right temp.
Well, that's so.
I also think that there's not as many people putting up Christmas lights, at least around here.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
It's like the bees.
We do have a really cute. It's like the bees. We have a cute block by our house and a really cute old time home.
Oh yeah, Village Street's beautiful.
Yeah,
they do it up every year. It's very nice. It's the nicest thing in Moxham.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, it really. I mean, it's not even close. Of nice things they do in Moxham, it's not even
Village
close.
Street is the nicest, and the Moxham House or whatever that
the
thing
Russell
is
House.
The Russell House.
Yeah, where they do the wagon rides and stuff. It felt like Central Park down there the other day.
Yeah, he sent me a picture and he was behind a horse and buggy. Oh my gosh, I love it.
I was pissed the whole way. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Now this is what I got to deal with. Bad enough they're shooting. Not very often do you have shootings within 2 blocks of carriage rides.
Central Park.
I mean, how many shootings are in Central Park?
Central Park and Johnstown, Pennsylvania.
No, I'm going to look it up. I don't think there's that many shootings in Central. Stabbing? Sure. Stabbing? Sure. But shootings?
Anyways.
It attract too much attention.
Shoot, I thought of something whenever you were talking about that. And now I can't remember what it was because you were saying about people.
The lights at Village Street. The only thing that would make Village Street nice is if there was something there to like go to. That's Christmas. Like if there was a restaurant right there, and I know there is, but
like a restaurant.
It's not open at nighttime. It's only open for like breakfast.
It's a cafe.
Yeah, it's a cafe. It's not a restaurant.
Right.
But if that could do like a Christmas theme there.
Yeah.
That would be fun to have a business there to do something.
Let's just turn Moxham into a Christmas village and make it Christmas
town
year-round. No, that's what I was going to tell you. So, like, one of the things that I worry about moving into hotter temperatures, moving to warmer temperatures, is not having like the Christmas weather. When we were on our team huddle at work this week, the ladies, 40% of my team lives in Florida somewhere or in warmer weather even. And so like, they're like, no, because first of all, you get to enjoy the Christmas lights when the weather's still nice. You get to enjoy caroling while the weather is still nice. And not only that, but more people put up lights and you've got the boat things with the boat lights. So you don't lose Christmas spirit when you don't have snow is what I'm hearing. Although...
Try to tell our boys in South Vietnam that. No, I'm teasing.
No, but then one of my girlfriends that lives in India wants to come here and experience a Christmas with snow. So.
Yeah, of course, because that's the way it's supposed to be. Santa don't live in Miami.
Well,
Santa lives in Canada.
Is that where the North Pole is?
I mean, that's the only place that I feel like it's kind of like that. I feel like he's just way up there.
There is a North Pole, Alaska. My friends that were on the military base lived up there.
Yeah. Alaska's remote, man. It's remote.
So let's get into, do you want to do the history of Christmas or do you want to do?
I want to talk a little bit about the rowdies.
The rowdies. Okay.
Yeah. Remember? Christmas was filled with rowdies.
Okay.
And people hated it.
So, hold on a second.
The rowdies.
Let's get into the history of Christmas, which was not originally on December 25th. That's not Jesus' birthday, despite what you heard.
We could get into a deep discussion right now about all this. Yeah, let's skip the Jesus stuff.
I don't want to get into that because, like, here's the thing is we'll talk about it. I love celebrating Jesus on Christmas. Like, I really do. I love Christmas.
Love Jesus on Christmas.
It's
his day.
I love going to church.
It's his day.
But that's not what the ancients intended, right? And it wasn't even moved to December 25th until 300 years later. And so then obviously you've heard the stories, or maybe not because you tune them out, but it actually coincides with the Saturnalia festival.
Yeah, not only Saturnalia, but lots of the Yule celebration of the North.
Yes.
I mean, they just basically everybody was celebrating something around this time of year anyway, because of the winter solstice, because of the changing of the season. Everybody like held that time of year to something, no matter where you are in ancient times.
Yes.
But regardless of any of that, they just took all the different things and kind of over time it eventually led to what was Christmas traditions. And then Christmas traditions were different everywhere else. And what we know of as like modern Christmas traditions really are that modern.
Right. Oh my gosh. Like, the last 200 years modern.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything that we know about Christmas and the way it's celebrated is most of it more modern than that.
Right. Oh, way more modern.
But the idea of Santa, gifts, how we celebrate Christmas now is very much
the last 125.
Well, I would say 200 years. Because it was like 1822 was Night Before Christmas.
Right.
And they're saying that's 200 years ago.
Right.
That's the one that like changed. It was a game changer.
Right.
People could not, it was like movies or music nowadays. People could not wait to read this fucking poem, dude. They were psyched. People have never been so pumped about a poem in the history of humankind. They were you got a copy? You got a copy? Let me read it, man. And they read it, and they loved it, and they couldn't get enough of it.
I was getting ready to ask you if you know what the original title of The Night Before Christmas was.
Ooh, we did talk about this in our study group. Shit. What was it? Santa's Helpers?
No.
Santa, A Dream of Santa.
No. It's not fucking Jeopardy.
The Wall.
No, A Visit from St. Nick.
A Visit from St. Nick.
Nicholas, actually.
Nicholas.
And do you know where it was first published?
What do you mean? Like in what magazine or periodical? The Old Farmer's Almanac?
No.
What?
The Troy, New York Sentinel.
Oh.
12/23/1823.
Oh, 1823.
On this very night.
On this very night, 201 years ago.
Exactly.
On a night much like tonight.
So that was published in 1823, and then Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol was published in 1843.
And it wasn't till the early 1900s who gave the Santa the modern look? Norman Rockwell. Saturday Evening. That's where he changed. Because before that, he was dressed in American furs and stuff. Because of being in the Americas, he was dressed in like furs. He had like a lot of different color. But like, he's the one that gave him a red coat. Was like, this is what he looks like. He made the jolly Santa that we know today.
Did he?
Yeah.
Because I heard otherwise.
What did you hear?
It was one L. Frank Baum.
L. Frank Baum wasn't until 30 years later. When did L. Frank Baum do that?
1910.
That's probably a real close race.
It is probably a real close race. But he wrote The Life
I
and
think Rockwell
Adventures.
did it in 1906. No, I'm being serious.
He wrote The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus.
Santee.
He was Santee, yes.
Santa Claus.
And he was
Santa.
given credit to pulling together a lot of the lore from the various stories into one little kind of...
Into the legend of Santa Claus.
Yes.
But, L. Frank Baum.
Oh, and...
Who told you to put a bomb on? I didn't tell you to put a bomb on.
Let's
You know what
put
a
to
bomb
bed the Mandela effect that everybody's trying to crop up and pop up right now.
About what?
The last line of Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Originally said Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, y'all.
And they changed it.
They changed it.
They did change it.
I don't know who they are, but those motherfuckers do a lot of
Same
stuff.
people that edit Wikipedia pages.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So that is our little rundown on Christmas. But you wanted to talk about
the rowdies.
The rowdy Ace.
The town rowdies. No, Christmas used to be like Halloween.
Nefarious.
People would go nuts in the colonies.
Yes.
People would be going crazy, throwing shit through people's window, acting rowdy. And they said, we got to put a rest of these town rowdies because the Puritans they were not happy about it.
Puritans.
Yeah, the Puritans. And they were not happy about it. And they said, we got to figure out a way to control these town rowdies. So they wanted to start to push. Other groups wanted to control the chaos of Christmas. Yeah. It was wild. Wild, dude. Worse than Halloween, like what we think of how kids just misbehaving on purpose. It was wild. It was drunkards. People would come to your door, and if you didn't give them a drink, they'd throw shit through your window. Well,
they said that the 12 nights of Christmas bore more debauchery than the entire rest of the year.
Yeah, they did more damage to Christ's name in the 12 days of Christmas than the whole rest of the year. That's what they said.
Yes.
And so that's why they wanted to start to push a more quiet, family-oriented gift-giving commercial Christmas. Commercial Christmas.
But so, like, when I was growing up, so my dad's mother was Eastern Orthodox, right? So
that's where Santa comes from.
Is this what you wanted?
No, that's where what was his name? Sinterklaas.
Sinterklaas is Dutch.
Yeah, that's all the same people over there. They all had the same traditions. All the Latvians and the Lithuanians.
Miracle on 34th Street. She sings that song. Dun, dun, Sinterklaas. But anyway.
I live in Latvia.
So my dad's mother was Eastern Orthodox, but I don't think that my dad went to church with her. I don't know.
Probably Lithuanian.
And so, well, his grandparents were Polish Ukrainian.
That's Lithuanian.
But anyways, so we left our tree up until January 7th. And it was always understood that January 6th was Christmas. And some years we would get something on that day. Some years we wouldn't. It was no big deal to us because we didn't really understand. And now, as an adult, putting all the research together, it finally dawned on me and clicked that the 12 days of Christmas are from December 25th through January 6th, which is the Epiphany.
Yeah, I always understood that because growing up in church, I read every bulletin because I was bored as shit.
I didn't pay attention to any of that.
Well, they always had at the top of the bulletin, it would always say the date, and then it would let you know. So there's liturgical seasons, and they always had the liturgical season date as well. So that it would be third Sunday after Epiphany or whatever. There's different seasons, and I don't remember them all.
Right.
But obviously Advent, Christmas, right? You know what I mean? I remember Epiphany. I remember all that stuff because yeah. So I mean, liturgical seasons. That's fun.
I did not marry a smart man. So when we were talking on our huddle the other day at work, our team huddle about Christmas. So I work with global partners, right? So everybody was talking about their traditions. And one of the most common themes through everybody's tradition, if you grew up in like the 70s and 80s, was an orange and a coin or money of some sort.
And a small ham.
Is that what Santa gave you? No, but like in our stockings when we were younger, we got a toothbrush, an apple, an orange, and candy. That's what we got. And a coin. But that was because I didn't realize until we talked about it that the coin symbolized wealth for the coming year, and the orange symbolized that you were never going to get scurvy ever again.
So let's talk about what goes into stockings, because this just brought me to a different thing. Because so what we used to get was we would get one small gift in your stocking, around $5, like that kind of item.
We did as we got to be older, yeah.
And then you would get a Slim Jim, toothbrush, and then various candies and whatnot. But I mean, that was Slim Jim. You kidding me, buddy? Slim Jim and candy.
I loved when I was old enough to wear makeup, because then we started getting makeup and little hairspray. And
when at Dad's, we used to get, you would get one big Slim Jim, but then you would also get a smaller pack of like the little ones, the box.
Like seriously, when we go to 4 Christmases, if Scott doesn't come home with a Slim Jim, he is...
Or other various types of smoked meat products. It doesn't have to be specifically a Slim Jim. Just when I was a kid, it was. I'll take jerky. I mean, let's be real. I'm not even that big of a fan of a Slim Jim. Yeah. Although I will eat them. I do like them.
So... what else from that time frame, though, that I just love? I've said it before, I think, on another episode, that I think that the movie Feast of Seven Fishes captures...
It's a great movie.
The whole 70s, early 80s vibe of Christmas to me, like living in Western Pennsylvania and like all the things. We didn't do Feast of Seven Fishes, but it was very similar in the food prep and like everybody coming in and out of the house and hanging out and drinking and people at the bar. And then they would come back from the bar and eat a plate and then go. All of that happened. It didn't have to be fish or Italian people. That all happened right when I was growing up, and I loved it.
I mean, we had cookies and stuff. We didn't really have set meals. Maybe some little wieners.
What, on Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Oh, ours is, Well,
if we'd be at Dad's, we would get to open one gift on Christmas Eve. We didn't do that at Mom's, but...
I don't think we were ever allowed to open gifts on Christmas Eve, even when we were a teenager. My dad gets a really big kick out of the whole surprise on Christmas morning thing. So he was very much all for that, I think. Here's the thing is I don't remember a lot of my childhood, so I'm just piecing together what I do remember. I also lived with both of my parents my entire life too, so we didn't have a lot of moving around.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so we always had a ham on Christmas Eve. Always had a ham on Christmas Eve.
What's weird is, like I said, I don't remember any food being a part of... I mean, obviously, I'm sure we ate. But, for me not to remember, like, a specific... Like, it must not have been that big of a deal.
I mean, ours is very, very...
No, like, on Christmas, we would always be going to grandma's and stuff, though. So it was, like, ham or whatever. But, like, at home on Christmas Eve, I don't remember anything specific.
I don't know.
I would have liked to have had a food tradition.
I feel like it's a Western Pennsylvania thing because, like, we would do... So
we would go to church.
All the lights would be down low and only the Christmas lights would be glowing, right? So it had the ambiance.
Gumballs.
And Christmas music would be playing and people would be doing whatever, like playing cards or whatever. Adults would play cards. But the food was always the same. It was a ham with rolls if you wanted to make sandwiches, but like no side. And then shelled, like nuts in a shell. A big bowl of those that you had to crack open yourself, a big fruit platter, and then this was like the 80s charcuterie was the Hickory Farms, the big Hickory Farms boxes We would just cut
Those are the best.
Yes.
The spread.
Yes.
The cheese spread.
Yes.
Oh my God. I need one right now.
Yes. It would.
What time is it? No, seriously.
6:14.
Oh, I might be a little too late to get a hickory farm.
I don't even know if they still have those anymore.
Oh, you're goddamn right they do. No, so you guys got together like on Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah, always. At
See, that's
both my grandmother's, or so either at my grandmother's or at my aunt's house, and at my parents' house, there'd always be a spread. So we would go visit for a little bit in the evening, then come back to my parents and hang out, and then like, because there were so many cousins, like some of the cousins would come, like especially once we started getting gaming systems, then all of my mom's brothers are my age, right? So all of the teenagers would be or they were a little bit older than me. So like they would all be at my house playing video games and eating fucking snacks all night. And
I like that.
not leaving until 5 o'clock in the
I
morning.
would have loved your Christmas.
Helping my mom build bikes or whatever.
I would have loved them. Yeah, see, for us, Christmas Eve was always private. Not private, but like it was just we went to church and then we went home and we're like in bed by like 8.
Well, see, that was the other thing is that I also got to experience Susie's family from the time I was like 12 until the time I was.
What they do?
We went to church with Susie's family on Christmas Eve. So if I was with Susie's family that year, and there were years where we weren't hanging out a lot, but most of the years in that time we were. And so we would go to church, and then Susie's mom always had a bunch of food at her house. Plus the church had something after church. They would have like cookies or whatever. So
now it depends on your church too.
Yeah.
Because like we would go to Quincy, that's at 7 o'clock. You're done, you're home, you're in bed. I do vaguely remember a couple of McDonald's trips on Christmas Eve, which really makes me kind of hungry for McDonald's. But second off...
I could go for McDonald's.
But second off, if you went to Norm's church, that was didn't even start till 11.
That's my favorite.
And you're rolling out of church at like midnight, buddy.
When I tell you that I'm emotional, I cannot sit through a candlelight service at Christmas without sobbing.
No,
Sobbing. Like
they break into little town of Bethlehem, buddy. It's over. It's over.
Even at the old, so remember we did go to Quincy one time on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was real cool. But
I love Quincy on Christmas Eve because they do the little candlelighting thing. And it's so small. There's like 5 rows at Quincy.
Right.
So you're in this like, the sound is great though. That's what I love about, the church is like, it's got like 5 rows of pews, but they have a pipe organ that was made for like a fucking cathedral. You know what I mean? And so it's like, it sounds like Beethoven in there, boy. You know what I mean? It hits that heavy. Like, you're like, what is going on?
No, I know. It fills it's meant to fill your soul. And it does. Oh my God. It
Pipe
does.
organs will fill your soul,
that's
buddy.
That's a whole vibe right there.
Organs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I like Norm's church. So Norm's church's organ is way bigger than the one at Quincy. And it's like has way more stuff. But you don't hear it in the same way. Because of the size of the sanctuary is huge.
Yeah.
And it just gets lost in the mix.
Yes.
It doesn't fill the room.
Yes. But what I looked forward to every year with the church, every single year, it didn't matter if me and Susie were hanging out or not. I was in a play, a chorus thing.
What do they call those? It's like the reenactment of the Nativity, but it has a name.
You're absolutely right. I can't think of it right now. But yeah, I was always doing that. And singing. I was in the chorus in school and all that. So like,
none of that.
Oh my God. So I always just loved singing. I never forgot this one song. It was I think I was in 7th grade chorus, and it was Santa Claus, you are much too fat. I was sleeping peacefully and now my bed is flat. Santa Claus, how much do you weigh? I'm glad I'm not a reindeer that has to pull your sleigh.
That's funny.
It was fun. It was done to the tune of Jingle Bells. I just don't feel like singing right now.
No, I mean, I wouldn't want you to. I mean, driving around and look at Christmas lights. That's something we used to do on Christmas Eve a lot.
Yes, I love that.
On the way home from church or whatever.
Yes.
However it went. I'm trying to think of some of the other things that we did that like stand out to me.
We went Christmas caroling.
You went Christmas
caroling? Yes. I've been to Christmas caroling at least
Fa-la-la-la-la.
at least 20 times. Like
20?
Yeah. In my entire life, I've been Christmas caroling at least 20 times. I would sign up to do, like, sometimes we would do it 3 nights in a row.
I think I did go once. One time in Hagerstown and around Norm's church. Around Christmas, I think I did go once. The youth group or something did it.
I love it.
But I think that's the only time that I ever went caroling. And I never received a caroling either. I've never been a carolee.
I've never been a carolee.
I don't think I would like it.
I don't think I would. After watching Christmas with the Cranks, I'm pretty sure I would be terrified.
Yeah, I don't think I would like to be a carolee. No. Where are all these people caroling at, though? If you've never been a carolee, and I've never been a carolee, where's the caroler? No one knows. That's the secret they don't tell you.
They don't do it anymore.
No, they really don't.
The world's a dangerous place nowadays.
You could probably look up. There's probably more than one crime that's been committed against Christmas carolers. There's probably enough to make an entire ID series called Carol to Death.
Oh, my Lanta.
I mean, they literally have an entire program where crimes just occurred on streets named Elm.
Right. Well, no, I know.
Like seasons worth.
So, what was the decoration sitch in your house growing up?
There was one red cardinal that we put in the tree. And I remember one year, Dad must have zapped out like 3 things of lights. This is back when you would burn out a whole fucking set of lights.
Yeah.
Like it was, if even the slightest, if you blew on it the wrong way, and it would just send something would happen. And Mom had this, it was a red cardinal, but it had like wire feet to like put it in the tree with. And
oh my God.
Dad zapped out,
Christmas vacation.
Dad zapped out like 3 sets of lights on this thing. And I don't really know why. I'm not sure what was happening, but
because it had metal feet and the wire.
But
fucking Christmas trees in the 80s were dangerous.
And then we had a lot of mix. That was part of my other I love decorating the tree.
Yeah, me
too. With Mom and my brothers, and we'd like all take turns doing and we would get to put up our own, like ones that were for us because we had like, you know, baby's first Christmas, yada yada. So you would get to put up your own, and then there was like ones that were like community ones that anybody could put up,
right?
If you were in rotation.
I can't believe y'all had to do it that way. Nobody, like in my house, nobody wanted to decorate the tree.
Are you kidding me?
By the time I was
fight about it.
By the time I was 12, I was doing it solely by myself. Everybody else was preoccupied. I'm pretty sure my sister was already drinking at that. No, I'm joking. She would have been surprised me. She would have been 8. No. But no, I mean, but I'm also like, you have to consider that we know this now. But I was autistic back then and nobody knew it. So like I would have hissy fits if ornaments weren't placed perfectly. So my parents just gave up. They're like, fuck it, let her do it. She loves to decorate.
Right.
She's crazy and she needs the decorations to look just so.
Did any of the Did any of the tree decorating involve candy canes and or popcorn strings?
No on the popcorn strings because my mom was terrified that we would get bugs.
We made one time at Grandma Reed's, and we got about 7 kernels of corn in before we gave up and just ate the popcorn.
How could you not? Oh my God.
But Grandma Reed always had candy canes on her tree, which I love because then it was just a candy cane free for all. Mm-hmm. We didn't do that at Mom or. I think they might have did that at Dad's. So at Dad's, we didn't touch the tree. Linda had very specific way of decorating the tree. She did all of that, and we were not to touch the ornaments, play with them in any way, shape, or form. And there may have been candy canes that we weren't allowed to eat on there, or maybe we ate them. I don't really remember.
I couldn't tell you. See,
It wasn't the free-for-all that the candy canes at Grandma Reed's was. Grandma Reed had boxes of candy canes so she could reload.
That's how my dad was.
She's like, oh, what, you ate 9 candy canes? Well, I've got 7 more boxes. Here you go, Scotty.
Yes, that's what my dad was doing with our Christmas tree, is reloading after everybody ate a candy cane. And especially like once the flavored ones came out.
That's what she had. Yeah. It started off as peppermint, but there was like a point in the 80s where those they're cherry flavored, but they're multicolored, they're rainbow.
Yes.
They became very popular.
Yes.
And then that's when she started getting those, it was game over. Guess who's staying at Grandma's tonight and eating 47 candy canes? This guy.
So what's crazy about me having OCD with decorating, I mean, obviously it's not as bad now, is that when the older 2 of my kids were really little, like under 5, I would let them decorate the whole tree, and then I would wait till they went to bed, and I would rearrange. Yeah, I would just
after they didn't care. I will bring this up though, and I need to get my videotapes of my Christmases from when I was a child into digital media. I really need to get on that before those tapes disintegrate to nothing.
Right.
Regardless of any of that, there is one on there. There's a video of this. In 1989, they came out with the Real Ghostbusters action figures for the TV show The Real Ghostbusters. I got Dr. Peter Venkman on Christmas morning and that stupid little Pomeranian fox. He somehow got my toy. When I got my toy, Peter had no head, no arm. He was chewed to bits, and you could not find them like anymore after. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like you could go to the store and you could get Egon.
Oh, I thought
you could get Ray.
Couldn't find the parts. I was like, they were in his
coat. No, I meant you couldn't replace it.
I'm with you.
Like the time that I once got 2 of the same Barbie for my birthday.
Can we talk about this? Because we haven't talked about this on any episode yet.
Barbies?
Scott played with Barbies.
Hell yeah, I did. I played with action figures as well, and they were getting them Barbies. Boy, they were. I used to put the covers. How I would do it is I'd put them under the cover.
Can we not talk about your...
And I'd pull... Listen, if they were... I didn't know what doing it was. You're like 7, but you know there's something. So I would pull the cup. I'd have them laying there next to each other. I'd put an arm over. So he was like holding Barbie's back. And then I would put the covers up so it would just come up so they'd be nestled in their blanket.
Oh, my Lanta.
And it wasn't so much Barbie as it was Jem. I played with toys from my shows.
Truly outrageous.
And I liked Jem.
Yeah.
Jem got, although the G.I. Joes, it was a little awkward because Jem was like 3 times their size. So the G.I. Joes couldn't get, she had to get more with like a wrestling figure or an X-Man.
Oh my God.
Or something.
Did you write storylines for them?
No, but I'd play with them.
Okay.
She slept with the great wrestler Terry Funk one time, Jem did. Terry Funk. I had an old rubber Terry Funk doll, and he was holding his hand up like this.
I was like more obsessed with fashioning my Barbies. Like, I mean, because design is like my thing or whatever. So, like, I was always like trying to see if I could sew their clothes differently or cut their hair.
I was more into, they were like, I was always wrestling all my figures, so they were like part of the wrestling stories. No, they were like managers and stuff, or like whatever, or women wrestlers. I would wrestle them. And and like I said, it was more Jem than Barbie. Although I did have a few Barbies because there wasn't that many Jem characters. But one time for my birthday, I got 2 of the same one, and it was like a tragedy. And I had to go out to Ames and get a different one.
Ames, I love that.
I used to embarrass the shit out of my dad too, because Dad said we'd be at the store and he'd be like, "Pick anything you want." And I'd be like, "I want the Barbie pole." No, Dad, I want the Barbie pole. You don't want the G.I. Joe? No, I want the Barbie pole.
That's fantastic, though. I mean, it's a great commentary because you're such an alpha male now. They do grow out of it sometimes.
I mean, I'd be concerned if it was, If I didn't have wrestlers trying to fuck Barbies.
The Barbie pool was actually for after wrestling.
I do have to say this though. Gremlins is a great Christmas movie.
Ooh. Yeah.
And as a kid, I wanted nothing more. I mean, I had like back before books on tape, they had books on record. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
like
I do.
For mostly kids books, because it was like, you know, and I had the Gremlins like book. You know what I mean? That they wrote. It was just like they made it for kids.
Wait, was the book a book before the movie? Or it's when they used to take movies and like
It was just like a book for kids. It was like it was just a Gremlin story, but it was like in a book, a kid's book, but I had the records. It was like 4 different records, and I used to. Man, I loved that, buddy. It was spooky too. I wonder if I could get that hold of them. But Gremlins is always a big Christmas thing for me too.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Gremlins.
But I wanted a Mogwai.
But I did want
more than anything in the whole life.
Oh, what were those things called though?
Alf. I wanted an Alf too. Everybody was remember when they had the Alfs?
Yeah.
Everybody got one, and I wanted one so bad, and I didn't get one.
No, I'm talking about something that I know, since we've been together. A Furby.
A Furby.
Yeah.
I remember when Matt got a Furby one year, and it was like a big deal.
At one point, I had like 7 different Furbies because I used to love them, and I used to train them to talk and all that stuff. But
it's one of those things.
I think I still have a Furby in the basement somewhere in a
Probably.
box. Start talking to me. I know. No, you're right. I think I did actually destroy the last one I had because
they look like evil demons.
I know. They were like the.
But they were a Mogwai ripoff.
Yeah.
Whoever invented Furby fucking ripped off the Gremlin guy $1 million.
Yeah, agree. My hair's split like Morticia Addams, and it's driving me insane. Mm-hmm. I don't usually have a widow's peak like that. It's weird. I mean, I do, but you can't see
a widow's peak.
Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. So through your, teenage years, through high school, if you could say one gift that was your the best gift ever, what was it?
I don't know about teenage years. I mean, the best gift I probably ever got of all time, and I was probably like 12, was Tecmo Super Bowl. Because I wanted that more than anything on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
So much so, and then Mom tricked me to try to teach me a Jesus lesson. No, well, so basically we knew kind of like what our limit was. Like moms, you could ask for one big gift, and it was like around $50.
Okay.
Is the range.
Because Santa was going to bring you something else anyway.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
I don't know if kids are listening.
Oh, that kids ain't listening.
I'm just joking.
No, but seriously though, like we knew that like that was our range. Because like once you know that there's no Santa, you like want to ask for, and that was like our limit was like, and even that was a lot because it meant I wasn't going to get a lot else.
Right.
If I was getting this $50 toy, which was Tecmo Super Bowl,
right,
which was $50 for the game. And that's a lot of money in 1992 or something, or whatever it is. And I wanted it so bad, and I opened all my presents that were under the tree. I didn't get it. And Mom was like, they pulled one of those, like, Mom and Dad weren't together then. And Mom was like, what's the matter? And I was, like, you happy with everything you got? Yeah. And like sad because I didn't get this. And then it was like hidden under the tree skirt, and she's like, I think I see something sticking out. And then it was Tecmo Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
And I flipped out. Played it for like 8-9 years straight.
That's hilarious because one of the movies that we just watched, Christmas movie, the kid, that's what he carried with him was Tecmo Super Bowl.
Oh, really?
He's grown, but yeah. Mine was, I don't even know. I'm just going to say what we called it back then. We called it a boom box, right?
Oh, good call.
But it was a dual cassette.
Dual cassette?
Dual cassette. And it was this big, like, it was the big one. It was the big one.
Shoulder,
like I couldn't just,
shoulder
yeah,
only.
It was a shoulder. Yes. And I got some tapes with it, like, So my parents were like, they listened to oldies and they didn't know a whole lot about modern music for a 12-year-old, right?
Right.
So they got
norm.
me. They got me like Billy Joel's greatest hits, but it was like the 80s only.
Speaking of, I gotta remember. Remind me to show you this meme. Like, did you see Randy Collier's meme?
No.
About Billy Joel?
No.
Oh, it's hilarious. Anyway.
And then my uncle knew that I was getting it. So he knew I was getting it for Christmas. So my mom had him like dub some of his tapes for me. So it was like, it was the Top Gun soundtrack. That was the first tape that
Danger Zone.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember what the slow song was, but I was like singing it all the time.
Oh no, that was Officer and
Was
Gentleman.
it turn around every now and then I get a little bit old, never come around? No, I don't think that was it.
No.
Oh, and the Dirty... No. Wait, would I have been old enough? No, the Dirty Dancing soundtrack came out way after that. I was only like 12 when I got that. But the only other thing that
What was it though?
There had to be a slow song.
Oh, there was. I remember it, but I don't.
Is it Take a Look at Me Now?
I don't know.
Oh, but anyways.
Any hoozle.
So the other gift I remember is only because it's literally the only memory ever that I have of my dad's mom. And she brought me when I was very, very young, like 3, a doll that you like pulled the string in the back and it grew. It was terrifying, but I remember that for some reason.
I remember that. So when I was at about the age of like where, you know, you stop and believe in Santa, so 6, 7, something like that, 8, I don't know.
For me, it was 5, but that's
Grandma Reed. No, I mean it's whatever time like you're at school or whatever. Like that's when you figure it out.
Well, I just picked it up because I paid way too much attention to adult conversations when I was that age.
Well, also too, like, but here's the thing: is like I had suspicions, but like I tried to hold out,
right?
And I'd be like, well, maybe he doesn't. It's like Jesus, like he's kind of like a figurehead, like he doesn't really do that, but like.
See,
like he doesn't really. There is a Santa, but he doesn't really deliver presents. He just is. It's like the spirit of Christmas. Whatever. I don't know. But
I was too nosy. Like I wanted my mom to let me help her with the little kids stuff. So I just told my mom that I knew so that I could help her.
But Grandma Reed tried to like. I'd be like, "Do you believe in Santa?" You know, just like Christmas, Santa Claus. Do you believe in Santa, Dad? Yeah. And I'd be like, do you believe in Santa, Graham? And she'd be like, I believe in him. I know that he's real. She said, your dad met him one time. And she said that Dad wanted nothing more than this. I think it was a robot toy of some kind or some kind of action figure. And it was a robot. And he wanted nothing more than this robot. Was it Dad or was it Uncle Bo? I don't remember. And that... he got the robot, but it was broken. And Santa personally told him it was because Rudolph stepped on it by accident. And he got to meet Santa because his robot got broke.
Oh.
And you know what I mean? Like he had to meet him so he could apologize for Rudolph breaking his. So that kept me going for about another year probably. I think on that one. I was like, well, all right, well, if Graham says it had met him, I mean.
Right.
Who am I to argue?
Right.
Forget what Dustin in my class said.
No, like thinking back on it now, my mom probably knew that if she didn't appease me by letting me know that I was right, that I would like bring my brother and sister into it and screw it up for everybody. So
Scrooged. No.
No. Let's talk about some Christmas music. So, what's your favorite
Christmas song? Ooh, it's so many. I like the one where they're like, is it "Oh Holy Night"? I like that.
Oh Holy Night is my hands down absolute favorite of all time.
I like so many of them. I like "Good King Wenceslas." I I like Hark the Herald Angels Sing. That's always been one of my favorites. Blue Christmas is probably my favorite, like, commercial one. I guess.
Is that the... I like the Elvis version.
Yeah, Elvis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
that's
love
great. That.
Mila Kaliki Maka.
Ooh, I love that song too.
Feliz Navidad. I love that. I mean, there's so many.
There is.
But I do enjoy, probably, I guess you have to go with Oh Holy Night, because when they hit, like when you have somebody really doing it and they hit those big moments, or there's like an orchestra, and it's like magical.
Yes. One of my favorite versions, even though I'm not like a huge fan of hers, Carrie Underwood has a really good version of Oh Holy Night.
I mean, Carrie Underwood's a good singer.
She's a good singer. I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care for her either, but yeah, she's a good singer. And it's not like that's, you know what I mean? That song, you just want a good singer.
Right.
Somebody that can hit those big notes.
Right.
Like big.
Right.
The way they're meant to be hit.
But I feel like there was somebody else that had a version that I know whose version was my hands down favorite for a long time, and I listened to it on repeat forever, was Christina Aguilera.
My favorite Christmas song, though, is probably It's Christmas Time in Hollis, Queens.
What?
You know. Run DMC. Christmas in Hollis.
I don't know that song.
Yes, you do.
Do I?
It's like the most famous Christmas rap of all time.
I didn't know there was one.
You know Christmas Time in Hollis. Really? In what Def Jam world are you living in?
I wasn't allowed to listen to those songs when I was growing up.
I don't know. That's very bizarre. I can't believe you don't know that. I'm really shocked. I thought you did. They sing it in Night Before.
Oh.
That's what they're doing karaoke to. It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens.
Okay. I love that.
And colored greens.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. I thought that was new.
Oh my God. No.
I thought they wrote it for the movie to be
No, that's a Run DMC song from the 1980s called Christmas Time in Hollis, Queens.
Yeah, I probably wasn't allowed to listen to it.
Wow. I thought that was going to hit a good note there.
No, now I learned something new. Because I do love that movie, and I know exactly which song you're talking about now, but I didn't know it was Run DMC.
Yeah, Run DMC. We'll watch it after we're done with this. Yeah. Not the movie, just the video.
Yeah, we just watched the movie the other night.
My other favorite Christmas rap is Wonder Why Christmas Missed Us. It's just one line, but no. You know
I do know that.
Who's your favorite reindeer?
Vixen, because
mine's
it's the greatest
Comet.
name.
You ever seen that movie? That's a good movie. Comet?
Yeah.
It's good. Or Prancer.
Prancer is a good movie.
I don't think it's Comet. It's Prancer. Prancer is my favorite.
I feel like there is a movie called Comet, though.
There might be, but I think it's Prancer's the one I'm talking about.
Prancer's a great movie.
Prancer's got Sam Elliott in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
But Vixen's my favorite just because I like the word vixen.
Right. I mean, if I was picking it purely off a name, then I'd probably go with, I don't know, I only know like four of them.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen.
What was it? Say it slow.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen.
I guess Blitzen. Yeah. Because that sounds like
the second one fun to say.
Blitzen. It sounds like something it sounds like a play the Steelers run on Christmas Day against the Chiefs. All right, we got the Blitzen package. Reindeer.
So the other two things that I wanted to talk about before we wrap up Christmas, around Christmas, are one is, again, Waffle House Christmas.
You just broke my heart. No, we used to go every year with my mom and my stepdad to Waffle House on Christmas morning. That was a big part of that was our big thing. And there's a song about it. Apparently it's a big thing in the South. People love Waffle House Christmas, don't they?
Yeah,
they do. When you go on Christmas, it's always busy.
Yeah,
and everybody's very festive, and yeah. It's a good time. I love a Waffle House Christmas.
I mean, I love a Waffle House.
I'm trying to. I take it. A Waffle House. Put it this way: Waffle House Tuesday, Monday, Thursday, all as good as Waffle House Christmas.
Absolutely. And the other thing that we didn't touch on, which is of days gone by, as far as I'm concerned, is malls during Christmas time.
Who didn't love a mall between Thanksgiving and Christmas?
Yes.
You'd have that one day as a family. It was like an outing. And you're like, we're going to the mall.
Yes.
And it'd be like all day. And you would be eating at the food court.
If you were young enough, you were seeing Santa, maybe gotten some pictures
Oh,
taken.
yeah. Santa was always hanging. Oh, Sears. Or getting a family photo at Sears.
Yes. Yeah.
Those are always fun.
So much fun.
I remember the Sears in Hagerstown had so at the photo thing, they had like machines with candy in them. And at that one, you could stick your hand up and just pull candy out. And we did. Gumball City, baby. Gumball City.
Of course you know this. Oh my God.
I remember that.
All right. So, we are going to wrap up our Christmas celebration with you guys. We are splitting this episode into 2 episodes, and we will be back with you on New Year's Eve to give you a rundown of everything that we've done this year and everything that's been going on in the world this year.
And now it's time for Scott's Thoughts. And here at Christmas time at Gilded Trash, we like to think about the little guy. So this is called Compliments from the Garbage Man. Christmas comes and Christmas goes, with summer rain and winter snows. The garbage man who always goes, fighting mankind's every foe. He's poor and humble and knows no wealth, but is ever guarding the public health. He works in cheer, drinks lots of beer, of the deadly germ that is always near. So don't forget him when Christmas comes, to help him make his loved ones dear, with just a little Christmas cheer. So put something out for the garbage man.
So we will see you in a week, not 2 weeks this time.
All right.